how when you're at the beginning stages, right? Okay, you've decided we're gonna do a podcast.
Huzzah!
We have a message. How do you determine like who you talking to? Who's your ideal listener? I feel like that's kind of maybe the next step that folks kind of need, or the next question that needs answered is like, okay, well, we have a message, but who are we talking to?
Yeah.
And how do you make sure that that message is reaching the ears of the people that you want it to?
True. I think some of that requires you to look in the mirror. You know,
Mm,
what holds value to you, and then realize why, and then ask yourself, why does it resonate with you? But we all make the same mistake in the very beginning. We start off with a very wide audience. I want to talk to the whole world. Everybody can
yep,
benefit from my knowledge. And,
Yep.
you know,
yep,
and but you got to narrow it down. And so in that narrowing, there's also a whole lot of humility that goes with that. Because you feel like this has applicability to everyone. But then you have to realize, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to come to the trough and drink the water. You have to
right.
actually know who you're inviting to the table, so to speak. And it helps tremendously. Like, who do you really want to help at the end of the day? Who's this going to truly benefit? For us, we know that it's basically uh, women from the ages of 34 up to 55. That's the biggest swath of our audience. But then if you look, there's also men that are in there as well. These women are listening because they're taking it to their husbands. There's a lot.
Mm,
There's a smaller group of men that are listening. Are like, okay, you know what? I'm having some challenges. I don't want to go talk to anybody because there's a little bit of a machismo that's involved. I
Mhm.
will listen to this podcast and take credit for whatever they say if I implement it.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of that as well. So as we narrowed it, it made sense. And then you start to see feedback coming in either from the podcast or YouTube or emails, whatever. And it just you just know that you just have to show up. And I love what Sinclair was saying about just do it. My biggest issues with the podcast dips when I start paying attention to the numbers.
mm,
Mm.
When I start looking at and over analyzing the analytics, and like, okay, so this, that, okay, we have to change this because it didn't hit like this and the numbers went down. The more I do of that, I've noticed that there's been a slow decline. And then when I sit there and just put it aside, say, you know what, let's just have conversations. Let's just talk. Let's go where the spirit leads us. And then when I go in to actually post a new episode, I'll look and I'm like, whoa, how did that happen? And I'm like, you know
yeah.
what? It was organic. You just you stayed true to the message. God didn't say, I want you to actually create this so that way you can get your analytics and make a ton of money. He said, you know what? There's a message to be oh man. He said, there's a message to be shared with other couples. He said, bless other couples. And if we stay true to that, that's us. But stay true to it. But know who you're staying true to. And if you can
Mm.
figure that out, it makes all the difference. I can't tell you. You need to have, a very narrow niche. It helps, but you need to find your tribe. And more times than not, your tribe finds you because you're being true to who you are and what your calling is.
That's right.
Mhm.
So if you could see, I was like, I was waiting for, I was being very humble in that moment because I was waiting for him to say, but Snook said, just put it out there, don't worry about it. But
Mhm.
he didn't say that, so I thought I'd clarify. Oh, I was like, you know what? I don't care about the numbers dipping.
She don't.
It,
She don't.
but my thing is, if what we're doing is we feel like we're called to do, then like you said, your tribe is going to find you.
Mhm.
And sometimes our tribe may be on vacation. They're not finding us at that moment.
Yeah.
They find us. And there are people unexpectedly, just out of the blue, we had someone who was in Africa,
South Africa.
South Africa, send an email and was like,
Mm.
this just blessed me so much, blah, blah, blah. And it was very humbling. You know what I'm saying? So again, not worrying about who's looking, what the numbers are, this and that. If we're doing it because we feel like we can help other people, then we just do it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
What's funny is that message, and we actually framed it and it's up on our wall because that message came
that was a reminder.
at a point where we were both like, is
Do I
this
even
even worth
want to do
doing?
this?
And
Mm.
that's our other pact. We made a pact that we both tried to quit. We just don't quit at the same time.
Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all,
Any.
any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify,
All them.
anything, all of them,
All them.
all of them. Wherever you listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.